Hey, it's David from Redneck Garage. The sun is out today. Yesterday I thought I was going to have to send an email to Jerry asking him how to deal with inclement weather. Here's a couple of videos. What in the crap is going on here? Jennifer, say something. What the heck is going on? Wow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start wet sanding in the middle of the snowstorm. Crazy. This is almost as bad as Canada, Jerry. That is crazy though. Yesterday I was wet sanding the truck, and today it's getting covered in snow. It's not gonna stick or anything because it's like 35 degrees, but this is just crazy. Look at that snow. Alright, so probably no working on the Jeep today. Dang it. So clearly it was not a day to work outside on the Jeep. Today I'm looking, it's 35 degrees outside, but it is supposed to get up to 50. I'm hoping today that I'll be able to spray some more polyester primer on the hood of the Jeep. I bought some yesterday in Nashville. I went to one of our local paint suppliers and bought a couple quarts of polyester primer. And something we're going to try out today that's new is a dry, rather than the spray-on guide coat, I bought some 3M dry guide coat. It's supposed to be the stuff, dry guide coat. So we're going to try that out when we do our wet sanding on the primer. I will say this though, I usually buy my stuff from TCP Global, but I wanted to do this today if the weather got nice so I could try to get that hood finished. The price was over double locally here what I can buy a quart of polyester primer from TCP Global for. I paid almost $48 a quart, and I can buy it online on eBay or on TCP Global site for roughly 22, 24 bucks, something like that. So I mean, it was a little bit over double what I paid for. Now you gotta add shipping in. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today as soon as the weather warms up a little bit. I'm excited about trying this dry guide coat because it's supposed to be much better and easier sanding and yakety schmackety, and that's what 3M tells us. So we're going to try that today. No more snow. Alright, I'm headed back to the Redneck Garage to work on the Jeep. Just left the customer's house. Just a few random thoughts, right? There's crazy. And then there's, I'm leaving this house and where's my hand sanitizer crazy. And that's where this woman was, dude. Let me tell you, holy moly. She was insane. First of all, she was a hoarder. There was crap everywhere. But just as a FYI, from a professional locksmith's opinion, if you have to put a door lock on every door on the inside of your house, and each door has a different key, there's something wrong with you. This woman, I spent 15 minutes just going through her keys, going, and I was confused. And she goes, I want you to go ahead and install 2 more deadbolts. And I'm like, are you sure you want 2 more deadbolts? Oh, yes, I need more deadbolts because my grandson's living with me. Well, her crackhead grandson walks out. He's all in his underwear and walking around all glassy-eyed, and I can smell the pot, right? And she goes, she's yelling at him, you're not a good boy. And I'm thinking, man, he's taking her for a ride. But that's just crazy. I'm telling you, man, I hope that I never get that way because I felt sorry for her. Yet, it was nasty to be there. So I'm glad to get out of there, and hopefully I'll be able to do some sanding where there's some normalcy. Okay, so here's what we got going on in the Redneck Garage today. We're going to wet sand this fender down, see how much, if there's any low or high spots in it. Man, I can't even talk this morning. I got my package in from Moore's 4x4, see what we got from them. If you're going to order something, Moore's 4x4 is a place to do it. They have quick shipping, it gets to you. I have good reports from Canada, from Canadian friends, Jer Bear. I think I'm going to start calling him Jer Bear. Jer Bear likes Moore's 4x4, and I've used them quite a bit in the past, and they're awesome. We're going to use our dry guide coat on this one side over here and try that out rather than the spray, because I've heard it is the way to do it. I've got my hood I've got a little bit of polyester filler on the hood where there was some low spots that were evident from using the guide coat before. I went ahead and just put a very, very light coat of polyester filler on that. We're going to sand that down with a DA because of the oil canning effect. It's hard to use a flat file. And then we're going to shoot this baby again. It's still a little bit cold. Here in Nashville, it's about 42, 44 degrees. I'm hoping it'll get around the 50s just because of the painting. The rest of it, the sanding and stuff, it really doesn't affect that too much, except your hands get really super cold. So that's where we're at. I'm going to open up this package and we're going to look at what we got from Morris 4x4. Okay, I brought out the Sony camera because it's easier to get closer up. All right, from Morris 4x4, we got a lot of cool stuff today. Just a quick story for that. I had like $94 worth of stuff on order with Morris, and anything over $100 is free shipping in the United States. I don't know if it is in Canada or not. So I went ahead and ordered a motor mount. So I went ahead and ordered a motor mount with it because it wasn't very expensive, and the price with getting the motor mount was a little bit less than what they were going to charge for shipping, and $96 worth of stuff. So make sure you order $100. So I got a new motor mount. Awesome. The old one's all jackified. I got a plate for the back. You know, we're going to use our 2 corner guards to cheat, just because the body work was so bad on this side. But I thought, hey, how cool would it be to put one in the middle, because that'll look cool. It'll kind of connect it all the way across, one middle guard. So I ordered a armored middle guard for the back, and that's going to look really cool with 2 of them on the back and that kind of connecting the 2. This is for the back tailgate. I'm about to start the body work on those. This is the gasket that goes on the rear tailgate, because I didn't feel like jacking around trying to save the old one. And this is my cowl. If you remember, Jennifer was taking this off. She didn't do that great a job. Well, yeah, no, she did a great job. It's going to need some cleaning up. But this is the cowl gasket that goes across the top there, because it's glued on, and I thought, well, maybe I'll mask it off, and I thought that'll look all, you know, worse than redneck. So I went ahead and removed it, and we're going to put a new one on it, because, you know, details count. Okay guys, this is the 3M Dry Guide Coat Kit, or the Sistema 3M para revala las rayas de la Gibio. It's on the back in Spanish, which, I don't know what it says. I'm going to crack this baby open. And it looks kind of like, oh, okay, I got you. It's got a little applicator in it. Velcro. Like that. It looks like a wax applicator. And inside here is the dry coat, and what you do is you pull that cardboard off and you do it like that, and then we're going to coat the exterior. Now I took a DA with 320 paper and got a little bit of the roughness off because it works better if it's smooth. But remember, this side's already been sanded and primered again, so it should be pretty close, but we're going to make doubly sure with a Dry Guide Coat Kit. So I'm going to put that on here in just a minute. Okay, so this is the kit, and basically it's like got slots in the top. It was interesting. I looked on YouTube for a video on how to do the dry coat, and I really didn't find any. Basically, it's pretty simple. You just turn it upside down, and you get that crap all over the thing, and it gets the black powder on it, and it says just to rub it over the surface. It looks kind of like a powder, a fingerprinting kit, but we're going to do that and see what happens. And that's it, it's applied. So I'm going to wait a few minutes because I got to go grab the phone, but then we're going to wet sand this down. I'm hoping it warms up a little. So I got my K-Block 400 grit sandpaper. Alright, I have to say that this stuff really does work well. You can see just a little bit there. That's covered by the guard, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm just showing you. See where the black is, where the primer is still rough. And then from here up, you can see that there's no black primer. Just a hair right there. I'll probably hit that one more time, but it's super smooth. I can't even feel anything. And the reason it looks a little weird is because there's white primer underneath the gray primer. But it's interesting to see where the gray primer was sanded down flat and there was still a little bit of low spots and the gray was left. So that's neat. Finish this going across there, and this side's ready for paint. So yeah, if you're asking a question, do I have to do that on my truck? Well, if you're going to paint with bedliner, you don't have to do it. I haven't in the past used a lot of guide coats. I've just sanded it down where it felt smooth and had pretty good results. But when you use a guide coat, you are guaranteed that that finish right there is flat, that there's no low spots and that it is no high spots either, because of the guide coat tells you all that. So if you really want a great paint job and something that looks nice, you would use a guide coat. That's an extra step that to do to get it a little bit better finish. Now, if I was using a single stage enamel, I don't know if I would go through that much effort, but this is going to be a clear coat. That is a perfect rear quarter as far as paint goes. This right here is sanding out real nicely, and hopefully the fenders will be good too. Okay, this high build primer is so stinking thick. I'm going to go ahead and add some acetone to it to thin it down. I can put more coats, but I can get a smoother finish. Right now it's so thick I have a hard time getting it out of the gun, so I'm going to add a little acetone to it. Should spray a little bit smoother. Okay, got the hood ready and prepped for the next round of polyester primer, and the cowl is ready. Got it sanded down, got it fairly close. We'll see how it comes out with the primer on it. I'm trying to get this primer on before the sun goes down. Polyester primer is super thick, and you can see that how gloppy it is. You got liquid at the top and just solids at the bottom. So I bought a mixer that I'm going to put on my cordless drill and mix it up, because you want to get it as smooth as you can. And I'm just going to mix it up for a while and get it nice and creamy. It's very thick. Okay, that's going to be it for today. The sun's starting to get a little bit lower in the sky, and it's not that warm anyway. I will say this, that gun shot like crap, and I was very frustrated with the finish that came out of it. I don't know if it was really the thickness of the paint, because I thinned it down thinking that that was the cause of it. I don't know if it's got an air leak. I'm going to have to do a little more experimenting with that. It's okay with primer, but it does make your job harder. You have to do more sanding because it comes out rougher. So I'm kind of pissed off at the gun. It's a one I bought. I may go back to using my old gun for shooting the primer. Other than that, you know, it's in primer, and we're going to wet sand it down and see how she comes out. The primer on the hood looks rough as a cob, but it could sand out fine because it's already been wet sanded once. Remains to be seen, right? I'm David from Redneck Garage. Keep sanding!